At the mouth of the Lachine Canal and acting as the island's anchor for the Victoria Bridge, Pointe Saint-Charles was a gateway for Montreal's manufacturing industry. Today, it retains its rugged industrial character, infused with residential neighbourhood that is home to one of Montreal's best organized and active communities. Jutting out into the St. Lawrence River, the Pointe has a rich mix of architecture and land use. The row houses, the old brick factories, the towering grain silos, the vast rail yards, and of course the Lachine Canal all speak to the rich industrial past of this part of town. In this episode, we will explore this neighborhood's unique industrial heritage by examining three of its most important local manufacturers, each of which represents an archetype of Montreal's urban manufacturer today. The old established manufacturer turning out cardboard cans for the food industry. Canfab is one of the Pointe's traditional manufacturing firms. In an old red brick building right across from the Atwater Market, many locals like me have probably passed by it 100 times without any knowledge of the amazing operation behind its doors. What exactly does Canfab make?
Well, Alex, what Canfab does is we make composite cans. Our lingo, we call it a composite can.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, what it really is people call it a paperboard can or a cardboard can, cylindrical can.
So what kinds of things go into these cans?
It's mostly dry goods. So you'll have sugar products, hot chocolate mix, peanuts, snack foods, Parmesan cheese.
I have a lot of these things in my refrigerator right now.
Oh, I'm sure you do. The customers we have are mostly fillers. So these fillers are contract fillers. Okay. They may be doing different private labels for different companies or different stores.
Right.
Say it's a cocoa powder. So they may be doing cocoa powder for 3 or 4 different stores, different private labels.
Yeah.
And I'm selling them a can. They're filling it with a certain recipe that store wants.
Okay, so it's not to the food purveyor that you're selling the cans. It's to a packaging
That's
firm.
correct.
Can you take us step by step through how you make a can?
Well, depending on the specifications of our customer and what they're going to be putting in the can, we're going to choose a different liner. So that can be a wax paper, it can be a foil-lined interior, it can be a poly paper, and then with a couple of plies of cardboard, and again, with different thicknesses depending on the specs, we're going to combine all that with some glue, and we're going to make a tube. That tube is then cut in sections. So they're bigger, long tubes, can be 30, 40 inches long, and then we're going to apply our customers' labels to the tube. The tube is then cut into sections for the height of the can we're looking for. Once all that is done, we're going to put a different closure on the can, and our consumers will receive the can in that fashion. With the can upside down, they're going to put the product in, be it a cocoa powder or Parmesan cheese. They're going to fill it. They have a can seamer, and they're going to close off the bottom with a metal end.
How does Canfab fit into the wider canning industry across North America?
In the paperboard industry or composite cans, Canfab is the second largest in North America. We probably export about 75 to 80% of our product to the US.
Okay.
They started on De Courcelles in St. Henry in 1936. The company was then transferred and moved to this location on St. Patrick. Mr. Klein bought this company in 1980. Over the years, there was an expansion to this building about 25 years ago to bring it from 20,000 square feet to about 65,000 square feet now on 3 floors.
Mr. Klein, now 96 years old, beloved by his employees, is an irrepressible businessman. He left retirement from a successful career in meat distribution to take over Canfab in his 60s and elevate it to its current level of success. I want to know about transitioning from meat distribution, which is what you were doing before, right, to making cans and being presented with these challenges.
When I had enough out of that business, I just said to myself, why should I work so hard all in my life? I want to retire now, and maybe I could live differently now, just to have pleasure from being me. And I looked for something, and somebody offered me this place. And I looked at it, and I saw, the potential in that. And I said to myself, this is something which I liked always, a challenge. Let's go and do it.
The area is changing away from that known by Mr. Klein when he first bought Canfab. Along the canal, and as close as it is to downtown, the Pointe and its surrounding neighborhoods are at the epicenter of Montreal's factory-to-condo conversions. As a traditional local manufacturer, you've seen the area change quite a bit in the last...
Oh, it's evolving a lot, Alex. You just look at a few years ago, the Red Path company, which were producing sugar here, they're now the Red Path Lofts.
Right.
It's turned into a huge condo conglomerate, and along St. Patrick and the Lachine Canal is prime area for condos. The area's changed.
Does that change how you do business? Does that put pressure on you somehow?
It slowly is. We're understanding also that there's condo area. People are living here 24 hours a day.
Right.
We're a manufacturer. We're industrial. We're making noise. We have a plant that's making noise, as you can hear in the background going on right now.
When the company moved here for the first time in the 80s, there was still a spur line of rail that ran behind it that you could use to ship stuff out?
That's correct.
When did that leave?
There was a rail line in the 80s that was along the Lachine Canal.
Yeah.
They would actually come in our yard, and we would load up the rail cars with cans going out west.
That's fantastic.
And it's years and years ago. That probably stopped in the mid-80s.
Has that changed how far you can ship, or your shipping practices, now that you don't have a spur line coming into your yard?
Yeah, everything's happening by truck now. Everything is 53-foot trucks, and we have them coming in on a daily basis. You know, which once again brings up a lot of noise to the neighborhood, because you got 53-footers running on along St. Patrick, and they have all these people that are buying condos now.
Right.
They're one condo after the other in the area.
And there'd be traffic issues and parking issues and all that stuff.
Yes, and now there's a lot of renovation happening, because it seems the Pointe is now a new hip place to live along the Lachine Canal.
Sure.
It's a new, and so they're going to be redoing they're going to be redoing the whole St. Patrick area. All the roads are being changed, and so there's a lot of renovations happening, but we're kind of feeling squeezed out as a manufacturer.
Tell us a little bit about the people that are working for you.
The majority of our staff, Alex, live in this area. They live in the Pointe, Verdun, LaSalle, St. Henry. We have a couple of employees that ride their bike into work every day.
Cool.
They've been working here a long time.
How many, on average, how long have these folks been working for you?
Probably the average age right now, or service that they've had with the company, is well over 20 years that they've been with the company. And we even have a couple of employees that they've been with us for 43 years now.
How is it that these folks have stuck with the company for so long? As is the case in so many other aspects of life, it turns out to be a matter of respect.
My approach to people whom I'm working with, they're gonna be with me if they feel, is they're gonna be treated well, and they have a future, and they're gonna build themselves up on that, and they go along with me. And I told them, I told them one thing: don't give me more respect as I give you to everyone. You don't have to tell me good morning, or I'm gonna tell you before you telling me that. So. It's like a family, you appreciate them, and they appreciate you.
The appreciation is plain to see in the Canfab employees, and it makes for a special atmosphere at the company. Made in Montreal.